Alrighty, I believe we're live now. I hope we're live. If not, it's broken. Anyway, welcome. So, as you guys will see here in a moment, once the stream decides to work, I hate the amount of time that it takes. But anyway, um, here we have our lovely locomotive, number 5. Look at this beautiful thing. Isn't she lovely? She is a American 440. And our job today, well, is to get her fired up and get moving. All right, so we're gonna open her. Yep, look at that. She's already fired up. Look at that. All right, so I'm going to attempt to run this thing in first person, something I don't ever do. But first, these cars get to stay. So I'm going to show you guys the magic of cars. Now, first of all, what I want to do, I do want to go over here to control, click, and select. Okay, and then we'll close that window. And we are going to go on ahead and get this bad boy running. Now, if you look over in the corner there, it shows you all the lovely controls. I'm going to go through the controls of a locomotive right fast, or at least a steam locomotive. They're a lot different from those in a diesel locomotive. And when I say that, I could go to a sandbox and show you guys, but I don't think I want to. All right, so this here's the reverser. If I pull it backwards, the train will go backwards. If I go forwards, the train will go forwards. So we're going to set that in 100% forward because we're not going very far. All right. The whistle, of course. We have the headlight. You can go forward dim, which is what we want because we're only moving. All right. As you can see, the independent brake is on. We want that off. It's completely off. The train brake is off as well. So we are on a hill, so we're already going to get moving, but we're going to set the throttle. Now, there are keybinds for this game, but the one I use the most is if you press V and pull your mouse down like I'm doing, you blow the whistle. And B for bell. Now we are currently, I'm going to show you guys where we're at. This is also, by the way, Railroader is based out of North Carolina, which is coincidentally funny to me. So here we are. This is the track we're trying to build. And we're going to Bryson. This is the only place we're going. We're not going to worry about anything else. But here's the outside of the locomotive. As you can see, she's very beautiful. You want to see the whistle? There's the headlight on dim. And we're going into this way because it's easier to do switching and things. Now, I do have a free cam, as you can see, so we are aligned to go this way, so we're just going to follow it. So this will take us back this way, and we'll just go straight on ahead. And we don't want to go that way. We want to go to the side here, because this is where we do most of our switching at. So we're going to stick this bad boy over here in this siding so that it's ready to go when we need it to. I will show you guys each and every single one of my locomotives here in a moment. And as you can see, I do have a list. Welcome to Wolf Mountain Railroad, by the way. As you can see here, it tells you how much water you have, how much coal you have. This game, it focuses more on the aspect of how do I put this? It focuses more on the aspect of what you have to do rather than the locomotives itself. We have a console for commands. And here is my railroad currently. Now, currently, I'm in phase 2 of that. And this is the current loan I have. Yeah, I'm broke as hell. We're not going to add wear and tear to the game anymore because we're here for the simulation. So we're going to turn that off. Now, braking is pretty simple. You just take the independent. And normally you gently pull it, but, we're going to slam it today. And I got to remember what the button was for the bell. Oh, there it is. There we go. All right, so that's locomotive number 5, as you can see here. Now, it's a beautiful locomotive. I do love using this one, but we're going to go look at all of them. So, Shift T, no, wrong button. Control T. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is this one. All right, now I got to do something with this one. Select. We're going to take it to manual. All right, here we go. So, this is number 1. This one is a T22, a 68-ton T22 10-wheeler. Now, I use this one for going to Whittier, or Silva, excuse me, grabbing the stuff and coming on back. And I also use it for other things as well. So all of this is going to Silva Interchange, which is back behind me. Okay, well, this is the third locomotive. We'll get to that here in a second. As you can see, this is also going to Silva. That's over that way. That's also over that way. Hold on. If I turn around, does it mean this way? Yeah, okay, so I know where that stuff's going. And then the Dillsboro station thing isn't too hard to figure out. Now, I have to unhook this locomotive because it's the one that's going to be doing this, so. Actually, technically, you need this one to stay because the other one is the one that's moving. Because we're going to do a nice little special thing with this. Alright, so close. Close. Alright, now, if I go over here, now as you can see, it's already cranked up by default, but we're going to move this. Oh, yes, and 0 and 1, by the way, for those of you who are wondering what the camera's options are. There we go. We got the train brake on. We're going to move this very slowly. There's the air brake coming off. We're just going to move this thing out of the way. We're going to move it over here. And we don't want to throw it into full throttle immediately. We're just trying to move her out of the way. I turned off wear and tear, so we're not going to really worry about wear and tear on this one. Just move this one out of the way for now. Alright, now, get off this locomotive, right? While I'm here, I'll show you guys the other locomotives. This is my logging locomotive. And, I'm very sentimental, so I do keep the original locomotives. So this is one of the very first locomotives they give you. It is my logging locomotive. This is number 3, the one we will be using, so we're going to go on ahead and select that so that it's ready. And we're going to push forward a little bit because that. Alright, so we're good to go. We're going to apply the brake. Apply the brake. Why is she not applying the brake? Apply the brake! Did I break it? Okay, she's not wanting to apply the brake. Hold on. Did I break something? There we go. Oh, that didn't help. Why are you giving me issues today? I said let me commit. Okay, hold on. Let me try something different, like grabbing this one, selecting it, and then going to the other one. Are you not going to want to move for me? What the hell? Hold on. Did I break the damn game? Oh, that's what it was. It was a cutout. Okay, never mind. I forgot about that little option that they have. Okay, see, yeah, I'll explain that in a little bit. So we're gonna apply the brake for that one. All right, so that's that one. And over here we have our old passenger locomotive. I called it Old Reliable. It fit the coaches better, but I had to get rid of her because she was getting old and obsolete, unfortunately. And that's number 5, the one I just showed you guys not too long ago. We have number 6, which is our new passenger hauler, which is not hauling passengers at the moment. She will be, but not right now. That's number 7. That's the one that does the switching over here. How is that even supposed to work? Oh, I know what it was. This is number 8. I believe I have her in here for a reason. I don't remember what the reason was. I think it was to give her a break because she had been working her butt off. There's number 9. It's a little switching locomotive. It doesn't do anything but switching. And then number 10, which is the logging Mikado, which I don't have doing logging right now. I have the other locomotive doing logging. So, yeah, one of the reasons why I don't have this one doing logging is because by the time I get it to do logging, um, by the time I get it over to where it's got to go, she's already used up all of her coal and everything, and this thing's a pain in the ass trying to fucking get to work. So yeah, that's the whole reason behind that one. So yeah. Anyway, we do actually have to we have to grab this. Well, actually, I need where's the switcher? Which one was the switcher again? This one. All right, let me grab him right quick. We're gonna do something now. One of the funniest things that I love about this game, and I find it to make me chuckle every time. There's no person in this cab, as you can see. Watch this. It's a ghost train. I'm kidding. You can. Well, whose fault is that, Chris? You should get more sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I believe it's that one. Pretty sure it is. So. All right. I have this thing I have to grab and do. So we grab the rear. And if you look, this is our character here. Now, in order to keep your trains from derailing in this game, one of the weirdest things that you have to do. Where does that even go? Do I even want to know? You have to get this thing to like 5 miles an hour before you can actually do anything. Now, I love watching this. This is like my favorite part of this game. Holy crap, did I break something? Well, I heard. But dear Lord, did you die? Wait, hold on. If you actually do this right, if you hold shift and do this, it automatically gets the line. But alright, hold on. Where is this actually going? Where the hell is Dillsboro paper? What the hell? Let me see. Oh, it's over there. Okay, that's easy enough. Alright, that works. Alright. I held the wrong button. Now watch this. This is my favorite part to do this with. Alright, so I want to move, right? God, I forgot I had that little horn on there. This is this thing. I figured it was fitting. The Carolina Fuel Code. Now, we're not really worried too much about that because I really don't know how much is actually in there. But we're going to take this thing over here and do our switching operations. And then we're just going to go on ahead and get those other cars, throw them on the back of this, and we'll do what we got to do. Oh, look, I got a light. Yeah, that's what that's for. That's what L's for. I got a lamp. Yeah, your character holds a lamp. Look at that. Lamp. Alright, anyway. I rarely use the air brakes in this game, mainly because it takes, especially on long trains, it takes forever to try and get them to do what you need them to do. So I just don't mess with it very often. All right, let me make sure I'm going to the right spot. I am. All right, cool, perfect. Here comes the money, 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 money. Anyway, man, listen to that engine work though. Now we're not looking to like collide or anything. We're just trying to put this where it needs to go, which coincidentally is right here. So, all right. Well, we're not going to worry about hooking these two up. Well, this thing will be empty before anything else. So, yeah. Now, we're just going to leave this here because I don't really need it right now. All right. Run, 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 run. All right, we're here. It's basically what you got to do on this one. Run, 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 run. You'll understand once. I was about to say, what the world? All right. Huh? Oh wait, hold on. It's number three. Hang on, I gotta be like heist. Oh my gosh, there's a bolt that's wrong. Let me freak out and raid a Discord with all my viewers, and then try and act like I didn't do it. It used to do a really nice coupling sound, then they, I guess, got rid of it or something. I don't know. All right, so shift and then apply. There we go. All right, so that's all ready to go. So we're just gonna run over here. Run, 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 run. All right, cool. We're just gonna hop on here, blow the whistle, and get moving. This thing needs more coal. Oh yes, and I'm not supposed to play Railroads Online because of the fact. By the way, we're going back to high school. I'm not supposed to play Railroads Online because of the fact that I'm going to pout about the fact that they didn't listen to anything that I wanted them to do. you know, because I'm a man child. And when I don't get my way because of the fact that my family's rich as hell and I've been spoiled like a little bitch, I gotta have a hissy fit about it. He may not be spoiled in his older age, but he was spoiled as a damn kid, I can guarantee you that. Because he acts like a spoiled brat. The only thing I hate about a lot of these switching operations that I have to do, I have to get on the main line in order for it to work. Alright, so that's one. Alright, we're approaching the one that I need to be on, so we're going to apply the brakes. Perfect. I mean, I can get over the fact that, he's, making his own game because the fact that he didn't feel like Railroads Online was good enough for him and all that. And he's making it overly realistic. I'm actually looking forward towards getting Heist's game and playing it because I'm curious as to how good it is. But the line was crossed for me when I found out that they did a live stream with Railroader when they added new locomotives. I think it was the last time, because it was, I believe, the last time they added locomotives. When they added locomotives the last time, Heist had a hissy fit because the 440, the one that I'm talking about, the American class locomotive had a bolt or something that was in the wrong place, and he flipped out about it. I'm not talking like, hey, that bolt's in the wrong place. Like, he flipped out about it and, like, acted like a 5-year-old about it. And it honestly, like, it blows my mind. Now, he claims that he's a railroad, and I understand, railroad fans, they will do shit like that because, to them, everything has to be perfect. I'm a railroad fan, but I'm not that crazy, you know? And that's the sound I like. All right, so we're just gonna go on ahead. Well, actually, no, I need to stay on this one because this is where I'm gonna cut it off when we get over there. So, lead logo. Now, in reality, I will tell you guys this. In reality, how this would work, or how it is supposed to work, is there's supposed to be the conductor is all the way down here if I'm running like this. If you have the locomotive in the back, like so, the conductor is required to be at the front end of the train. When I was um, at the South Carolina Railroad Museum a few months ago, that was what the conductor was doing. The locomotive was at the back when we first started. And I sat at the last car at the head of the train when we were heading down the line, right? The conductor was right there the whole time. He was calling out, railroad signals, yada yada feet, yada yada, clear, yada yada, whatever, right? And when we went to reverse, he did the same thing. He went to the back of the train and sat there. Because of it being a short line, it's required for you to do that. And I thought it was like the coolest thing I had ever seen. I really did. I thought it was awesome. Watching them do that was awesome. And I did get to ride in the locomotive. And unfortunately, I don't believe we have a locomotive in the game that looks like the one that I rode in, but because it's a diesel locomotive. But it was a very beautiful old U.S. Army switcher union. That's what they run is switchers down there. So we're gonna get moving. just haul the mail, I guess. But it kind of blew my mind a little bit that a grown man freaked out about that. But, grown men will do grown man things. So, crap. That's why I'll do that when I come back later. Some of those won't make it, some of them will. That's all I'm gonna say. So we gotta grab that later. As you can see, they have decorated the game a little bit more because these didn't used to be here. Neither did these. So, they are adding things to the game, which is nice. It's nice to see. Now, I gotta remember. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so we're gonna kind of go through all the locomotives. Now, I don't have the T-17 anymore. I unfortunately got rid of it. That's the T-21 10-wheeler, by the way. That's the Pacific, which I think I'm using now. That's the switcher I got. I have the American. I believe I have the consolidation somewhere. I've went down this list. So the only thing that I still need is this logging Mikado, and anything from that point on is what I still need. Now, as you can see, um, I need a lot of shit. So, yeah. But I can tell you guys this. This locomotive right here, they do have one at the railroad, the South Carolina Railroad Museum. I've seen it, and guys, the little locomotive that I was in, the horn in it is loud. And from what they told me, the horn in that one is louder. So, yeah, that's something to look forward to. But yeah, we're gonna do a lot of work today. We're gonna haul the mail, I guess. And by hauling the mail, I mean we're gonna make it about however fast we can go. We'll do the switching, make some money off of that, hopefully. And we'll go on ahead while I'm going by, because I am in the locomotive. I'm gonna go on ahead and try to actually, I could just go on ahead and do it. I'm gonna probably get this locomotive to just start um filling up, because as you guys can see, I have a very large passenger train, and this is where they're wanting to go. Now, normally I flip the trains around and do all this fancy BS, but today I just realized why it is that this train isn't moving. All right. Well, that was the reason. All right. Well, we'll deal with that when I get back, I guess. I do need to go make sure though that switch is thrown, because we don't want to slam into the passenger cars. That would be bad. But yeah, they've done a lot of work on this. They've made a Y in here, um, so that you could turn your trains around if you needed it. I thought that was probably the most useful little piece that they added. It's not used. I haven't used it or anything. So, oh look, finally, it took y'all long enough to empty that shit. But this is where we're going right now. We're going all the way out here, and as you can see, there's nothing here. But where am I aligning this to? All right, so we're gonna go on ahead. Yeah, we're gonna align it to this one so that we have enough space for it. Now, I've been playing this exact same save for I don't even know how long. And I'll tell you now, I got plenty of skeleton cars. I'll tell you that. But yeah, this is how much I have. Let's see, day 13. Yeah, that's how much I have. So yeah. We're not rich, but we get the job done, if you get what I mean. There we go. All right, now I gotta go make sure that all these lines are set. 15. Okay, so we're going this way. Other than just going this way, I think we're good. So yeah, we should be okay. Yeah, these got to go back to the pulpwood spur. So I got to get my switcher to do that. This one, his. Actually, I think that's actually what I got my other thing for, if I remember correctly. I have to go get him to actually get to work. Alright, so you go where? Once I figure out where you go, it'll be a lot easier to put you there. Oh, I think I know where this goes, don't I? Yep. Alright, so those go there. Paperboard. Where are you going? Alright, paperboard is right there. Alright, and that goes back there. I know where those go. That goes there, and those are going to Silva. So, yeah, we're going to have a buttload of work to do, but we'll get it done. We'll get a switcher or something eventually to do all this crap. How long have we been going for now? 39 minutes. Dear Lord, it feels so much like this game is one of those games that if you get bored, you think time's flying, and then you look at it and you're like, you've got to be kidding me. I've been only playing this for 39 freaking minutes. I just got so much crap I gotta do. And it'd be great if I could get somebody else to join to help, but nobody wants to join, so I don't bother to ask. I got a massive loan I gotta still pay back, which is gonna be a pain in my rear end, by the way. Alright, so we're in the interchange now, so I'm gonna go to my car. Alright, start applying the brake. We're gonna push this car or this train all the way to the back. Because I got more cars that I gotta bring over here, so. Alright, perfect. We got it. Once the train stops. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're just going ahead. That ain't bad, actually. Hmm. Pay $1,000. Bada boom. Look at that. Now, I have 3 days to make that much money, or I'm screwed. So, normally what I like to do is ignore the hell out of that and just go with what I gotta do. What locomotive was it that's sitting over yonder? Alright, so that is the logging Mikado. That's the switcher, which oddly enough, I don't know why it's even over there, believe it or not. Alright, so that's it's number 6. So, okay, number 5, 4, 3, I think it's number 1 at it. No? Oh, that's because, hold on. 5, there it is. Alright, so let me go see what we're looking at as far as this goes. Because I need for this to hurry up and get done so that we can start making our way to the next section. Also, I gotta check over here. Okay, everything's good over here, so we're good. Ooh. Also, again, I am sorry the delay is so large. I cannot help that. So we're just gonna pull this into that siding that we saw earlier, and we're just gonna sit that there so that we can do all the switching that we need to do, and I'll go get one of my switchers to do it, because I got 1, 2, I got 3 that need to go to the interchange, so we'll do all that. We'll get all those out of here. And then I gotta go get the Atlantic right fast to pull this. And we'll load up the passengers and everything and get them hauling for the night so that they can come back. All right. And perfect. All right, we'll park you here. We'll park you here. You mind stopping? All right, let's go and we'll just. I'm not going to use this locomotive for this because it's not really built for it. It's too large for what we're trying to do. So what I will do is go and get the locomotive that does do this. Um, we normally use the little switcher for this, if I remember correctly. So that'll be what we're using for this. So here we go. Alright, let me actually fold the mail right fast on over here. Because I am going to get the Atlantic coal and ready to go. So we have one vehicle here that needs it. So we'll just go on ahead and do all the switching once we get the Atlantic took care of. So that's going to be our little switcher for that stuff. I need to grab the Atlantic and get it ready to go, which it's already ready to go. We got to get the Mikado and take it to go get the pulpwood cars so it can take the pulpwood cars where they got to go. So we got like 3 different things we got to do, and I have nobody to help me with it, which is driving me nuts. But oh boy. It's fun to play this game alone when you have 30 different locomotives. I only have 10, but it's still annoying. I have 10 locomotives. I only have like 3 or 4 different things I have to do. So needless to say, half of them are sitting in freaking sheds waiting on to have a purpose. The passenger number 4 has been sitting in this exact same shed, hasn't been fired up or anything. Well, it's fired up now for some strange ass reason. Hasn't been used since I got the Atlantic, and it's just sat here, and I haven't used it. I don't have anything else to use it for. The plan is once we get the line connected to, where are we going to next? Uh, Alarka, that was what this thing was going to do. It was going to go either back to doing what what the Atlantic's going to do, and get the Atlantic to do the Alarka Junction route or something, and then there's that whole thing that I'm trying to do. And why is my train going 34 miles an hour down a hill? This is not a good idea. Give her some break. I don't even know why I'm bothering to talk because nobody's listening. There's so much crap though. Getting onto it. There's so much crap I have to do. And I've tried to get other people to get it and help me out with it. There was one person that said that they would, and then they never did. I could probably message one person and see if they could get the game and help me with it, but it would be, they would have to want to get it and all. And of course, I do like some multiplayer shenanigans and stuff one day in a sandbox mode. We do a train race. Also, the one thing that I can say that kind of pisses me off, I'll pull it up right fast so that you guys can see it. Yeah, I was planning on doing like Euro Truck Simulator or something like that, but we're gonna look at this. This is kind of what pissed me off. All right. They're building right now towards official modding support, which is great. It's something that I've been saying that they need for a long, long time. Instead, and a game like this, I would have figured before they released it, they would have had modding support. If I remember correctly, Stormworks, when it first came out, it already had modding support. I believe, Brick Rigs had modding support pretty early in. Pretty sure it did actually have it when it first came out. Games like that probably have it. Railroads Online, I'll tell you now. if they added modding to support to Railroads Online, people would play it a lot more. And I'm not talking just locomotive modding. No, hell no. If they added the ability to for people to mod about near anything actually, like I don't know, make larger rails so that you could get standard sized rail lines and stuff. Like people would play it a lot more. I guarantee it. All right, so this thing's kind of going in to take a break. So that is so gonna clip, but we don't care. Oh well, it's just gonna sit on the main line. It's fine. It's just out of the way. That's all that matters, right? All right, there we go with that. All right, so there's my little switcher right here. So he's right there. I need to go get the Atlantic right fast and get him hooked up and ready to go. So here's the Atlantic for those of you who are wondering. Beautiful little locomotive, I think. Little my ass. Anyway, here she is in all her glory. Wait, I guess I should probably make sure that the turntable's set. Yep, we're good. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Well, I gotta make sure. How much coal do I have left? Do I have anything left in this thing? Yeah, I got plenty of coal, so we're not worried about coal right now. I'll re-water and everything this thing a little, and I'll bring the other one back too. Nope. Here we go. We're good. Yeah, I'm the engineer. There we go. All right, now watch this. Watch it derail. Oh God, that is not physics. Where are the physics? I just clipped through the piston and everything in that locomotive, and it did nothing. Yeehaw. Let's haul the mail, shall we, girl? I probably shouldn't be hauling the mail at 40 through a switch, but yeah. Gave myself a heart attack. But, yeah, we'll get going here in a second and we'll get everything going. I'll unhook the locomotive that I have, and when I come in with the switcher, or I go to leave with the switcher, we'll go on ahead and grab that other locomotive and bring it back and refuel it and put it in the shed so it can get a break. We're not going to worry about turning this thing around because it's just too massive of a locomotive to try and turn around. So we'll be running it backwards back home. That'll be fun. I decided with the passenger cars to go with a really nice red look. I liked the red on it. Um, I thought it looked really, really nice. So that's the color we went with those. So I got to get the um other car or other train, the Mikado, and get the pulpwood cars and bring them down too. So yeah, that's also something we got to do. Which we'll do that probably before we get the switcher, just so it's gone and out of the way. No, I don't. I don't really care. Go away. Go away. I don't care. Alright, well, here we are. We're going. Don't worry, guys. I promise you'll get to actually see something being pulled other than what we're already pulling. I'll put it this way. This game is a lot about, or it has a lot to do with, um, it has a lot to do with shunting. There's a lot of shunting in this game. You know, throw this that way goes this, yada, yada, yada. It's a fun game. I love playing it and all, but sometimes I wish there was more to it than just delivering. Hello. It would be a blessing if this thing had more than just delivering, because I would actually enjoy it a little bit more. But as I said, I have like numerous things that I have to do before I can even. And trying to do everything by myself is impossible. But somehow I've managed to do it for 13 days. So yeah. All right. Let me get you hooked up. Fifth hook. All right. So that's your problem. All right. Let's unhook you. And there we go. All right. So he's no longer a part of the train. It would be a blessing to have somebody to help me, but yeah, well. All right. Let me grab you. Click. All right. Passengers. Why is that? All right, so where are we at? Silver right now. So we're going Dillsborough, Wilmot, Whittier, Ela, and that. Copied. There we go. Not sure anybody would want to help me with my railroad though, so I'm not going to worry about it. Hmm. We're just going to let the train fill up as much as we possibly can. And while I do that, I can go grab the logging Mikado and do what I got to do with it. So I think logging Mikado is 8. Go 8, you dummy. Control T, teleport over here. Let me get this going. I'd ask Ceremony Diver if he wanted to help, but I doubt anybody wants to help me with my crap. Because I got a shunting job I gotta do. I gotta get this to where it's gotta go. Can we make it any slower? Thank you. I'm so glad that you're worried about how fast I have to get things done. Thank you, doors. I'm screaming at doors. That's how my day's going. Well, I gotta set it up for oh my god, I forgot I had that horrible whistle on there. Let me get at least this thing over to where it's gotta go, and I'll set up a multiplayer and join the Discord or something. I can't remember the button though for where's the controls? There we are. Alright, button for headlights. Where's it at? Oh my god, why is it so slow? Why is J the headlight button? Oh my god! There we go. I feel better now. Alright, now we can haul the mail. Let's go. I got things to do. Run, little Mikado, run! Look at them little wheels. Why does your mic not work? Did you break it? Either way, you can join a Discord at least so that I can communicate with you as to what I need you to do. So that we are not, having to wait on the stream. Because the stream takes about 10 seconds. And in 10 seconds I could do it myself. And I'm very impatient, so. I ain't never seen a little wheel go fast. Look at it. Look at him go. Why is that oddly satisfying? Alright, hold on. Let me get Discord up. And I gotta find you and all the other people that I have. Why do I have so many people? Dear Lord. No. No. There you are. You broke something, I see. But, yeah, that's normal for you, right? There, you can at least join that. Damn. Well, there goes that whole damn thing. Oh well. To hell with it, Primary monitor, like I have another monitor or some shit. Yeah, okay. Wish I had about 3 or 4 different monitors. I could watch the stream, get the Discord up, and all that other. I'd have to figure out how to get all that stuff to work, though. I'd have like 3 different mouses for each computer. It would be insane. I'd end up having to get a tech-savvy person to show me how to get one mouse to work 3 screens. Alright, get that done. There we go. We're gonna haul the mail over here, I guess. Get over here as fast as I can so that. Oh, smart. Well, no. We'll do it this way. Makes it easier. Go that way. Haul the mail over here and then do what we gotta do, I guess. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Alright, perfect. Alright, there we go. It's bad when this thing's a 95-ton vehicle. I have somebody else that might get it and play it with me. But I'd have to ask them if they'd get it. And if they could get it. And they'd probably help me out. Because I think they somewhat enjoy playing with me. I say somewhat because everybody somewhat enjoys playing with me. Everybody else avoids me like the plague. Do 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 do. I needed the back. Why is that there? Extinguish that. I don't even know why the hell that's there. That's gonna get in the way. Okay. Again, you're talking to somebody who is not tech savvy. I'd end up having. Does anybody remember that movie, Pixels? You remember Adam Sandler played that nerd guy or whatever that went into someone's house and hook shit up. That's what I'm going to end up having to do if I ever get me a PC set up. I'm going to have to get them to set up the PC, um, get the monitors set up and everything. Like it's going to take me forever to get that shit set up if I do it myself. So I'll be looking at the instruction manual and I'll be like, well, connect cord B to cord C. Oh no, I got cord C and cord A section. Oh shit, now I done broke something. Friggin' I just honestly like I can bring myself to play Railroader again because it was oddly fun and it's still oddly fun. But Railroads Online, until they really do another update, I'm not touching it, honestly, because they made an announcement. Hold on, I will actually pull up when they made their last announcement. Uh, Let me go to discussions right fast. It's the quickest way. They made an announcement in October that they were going to do something or they were talking about doing something. And it's been almost a year, I believe. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it has been a year on the 18th since they last did an update. One whole fucking year. Nothing. They have completely left the community in the dark. They're not saying anything. The last thing they said was in October, like I said, that they were talking about what they were going to do. Okay, well, how about you give us an update? It's been months since that last update. Railroad, I will agree with Heist on one thing. Railroads Online was horrible about giving the community updates on what was going on. That was like their worst thing. They could not manage to give the community updates. And I have to at least admit, like, even though Heist doesn't have his game released yet, he's doing a better job at telling people um what the progress and all for his game than Railroads Online ever did with their stuff. Even when they were doing updates and stuff, it took them forever. Railroader does a better job. And hell, we'll go months before Railroader even says anything, but when they do, they're explaining to you what they're doing. They're not just, oh yeah, we're working on modding. Okay, that's nice. What are you working on with the modding, Railroads Online doesn't do that. When they added all those new people, even though it was like a cluster of small companies, that game went to hell. I think the original developer doesn't even have anything to do with it anymore. If he does, it will surprise the hell out of me. And it's sad, honestly, because that game was awesome. Oops, wrong button. Alright, I gotta remember where I'm going here. Alright, this button there. There we go. Alright. No, none of that. Alright, huh? Okay, yeah, the key bindings and everything for this game are weird sometimes. Alright, so go over here. Yep, there we go. But yeah, I love Railroads Online. I do. I love the idea of grinding to get locomotives. But honestly, this game's more immersive. It has, and if Heist's game is anything like I get the feeling it's gonna be a mix of Railroader and Railroads Online, and it is going to be awesome. And the dogs are going nuts. Give me a second. I've apparently not made my very much or myself clear to my dog yet. What? Move, buddy. All right. Where was I at? There it is. I gotta find that route so I can at least get the fuse down, or the fuse A, whatever the flip they call it. There you are. All right. That is the pulpwood yard. So F for a fuse A, I believe. Maybe not F. What was it? Turn it. Question mark button. All right, here we go. Control F. Okay. One of those darn things. There we go. All right, now we got that. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and move this thing to where it's on the main line, and we'll get it to go. And I'm probably gonna end the stream here, considering nobody's even bothering to watch it anyway. So we've been streaming for an hour and 18 minutes anyway. It's longer than I figured I'd stream this. But I know you're watching it, Ceremony, but I'll try, and if you don't mind too much tonight, if you want to join, you can gladly join. Just send me a message, and I'll hop on, and you can help me grind this out. Hopefully, I won't be. But you said it was what time? 7:35, and it was 6:42. Dear God, we really are 4 hours apart. So by the time it's like what? What time do you get out? 3? It'll be like 7 for me. So shouldn't be that crazy. I hope. Unless your school has one of those like reverse. Put it at like 30. Alright, here we go. Alright, I gotta go make sure all the switches are aligned the way I need them to be. Which I know they are, so I'm not really too worried about it. But the only ones I want to be correct about are yeah, here's hoping, huh? Alright, so we'll get it to go this way. And you get it to go straight on through. Yeah, there we go. And if we're lucky, it's already aligned, which it is, so then we can just keep going. So the plan will be when you get on, I'll go on ahead and tell you. The plan will be for either you can help with doing the shunting at Silva, or um you can do the passenger route, which the passenger route does itself actually, but Yeah, I don't play Roblox. So yeah, everything's kind of doing its own thing. So I'm gonna go on ahead and jump out here because that's actually what we're gonna go on ahead and do anyway. We're gonna get ourselves ready to go on this. How many passengers do we have right now at the moment? Because that thing's gonna go, and I'm not really gonna worry too much about it. Hopefully, we'll. Darn. All right, so the rear car's full. This one's got 10, 42, 47 out of 84, which is not bad. All right, well, that is going to be it for this stream. I'm going to end it here because, well, I have things we need to do. But for those of you wondering, AI road, right? We're gonna go forward and we're just gonna set it to 30. So that's gonna go on ahead and do its own thing. It'll be going and doing its own thing. But anyway, we're gonna save and we're gonna quit. Save game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, there we go. So for those of you who are wondering, um, if we do more railroader and stuff, um, I'm gonna try and start doing some multiplayer on it. So if you want to join and participate, help me. Either we'll do one of two things. One day I might decide that I want to do like a crazy shenanigan um thing. I need to get rid of these because none of these are really anything that I care much for. This is the sandbox. We're just gonna delete these. But we'll do a sandbox mode where you can grab whatever locomotive as long as it's not a diesel. And we'll set requirements and we'll do like a speed test. Or something like that. Um, but anyway, I hope everybody has a lovely day. And remember, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs. Y'all have a good